Addo no makwaba edeba Ghana too. So number one channel a trending issues enkwa ena onsabeka adofo insama ekoso ewo Ghana de bebre pa na me say me be se enkonye nkotie insama ekoso na ye ba na matwa so ede ama.
The cedi tumbled against the dollar last week as demand pressures continued to build up against the Bank of Ghana's foreign exchange supports. The central bank held its bi-weekly foreign exchange auction for bulk oil distributing companies and provided $20 million. Additionally, the central bank was active on the spot market, providing about $2 million in support to tame demand. However, these foreign exchange provisions could not hold up the cedi against the dollar. Nonetheless, the local unit remained stable versus the euro but closed stronger against the pound on the retail market. Meanwhile, analysts believe the disbursement of the cocoa syndication loan and the possible inflows from the economic credit facility with the International Monetary Fund will cushion the cedi in the near term. So far this year, the cedi has lost about 11.4% to the dollar in the retail market.
Now, a report by banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahine and his associates has revealed that foreign exchange earnings from international remittances could help reduce the country's current account deficit and balance of payment and ultimately stabilize the cedi in the medium term. It is therefore urging the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana to ensure that money transfer companies and financial technology companies deposit into the Bank of Ghana's account or authorize dealing commercial banks with all foreign exchange accrued as it was previously done in the early 20s. The report also wants the Bank of Ghana to improve on its remittances data since it has occasionally not tallied with that of the World Bank. Joining us on Zoom is the lead researcher, Dr. Richmond Ituahine, who also doubles as a banking consultant. Good afternoon, Doc. Thank you so much for your time here on Marketplace. Tell us how the country can leverage remittances to enhance its macroeconomic fundamentals.
Thank you very much. I mean, in the beginning statement, you made a very good analysis that the cedi has tumbled. It's all tumbling because the supply and demands, the differences between the supplier and demands. Unfortunately, other jurisdictions have tapped on remittances to balance the book. A typical case is Bangladesh, even Sri Lanka. They depend so much on these remittances, which is immigrant remittances, and it has helped the countries like Bangladesh to stabilize. And I believe that should Ghana adopt the model that we have with Bangladesh or Jordan and even other jurisdictions in South Asia, we'll be able to bring in more to be able to cushion the currency which has been tumbling all the time. Because the data shows that even from the World Bank, from the Bank of Ghana data, the remittances are far more exceedingly above than even cocoa or gold. Last year, cocoa was $863 million US. Remittances, according to Bank of Ghana data, was 2.3 billion, which actually came to all the authorized dealer banks. Let alone if you move it further to look at the data from World Bank office, we're talking about 4.7 billion, which is far more exceedingly than cocoa, gold, and what have you. So that is the reason why we need to tackle it as if we're going to tackle it to support the currency. Unfortunately, the remittances is the largest. I mean, if you take its largest, it's bigger than all the inflows that come into the country. But we have not made a conscious effort to track and capture all these remittances into our balance of payment position. If we do that, I believe Ghana will stand tall because we are the second largest in the sub-region. If you take Nigeria, Ghana is the next in the whole sub-Saharan Africa. That is what we are saying in our paper. We are saying that we should make a conscious effort to track and trace all these, as we used to do in the 80s and in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Because that remittances have become a major contributor to our foreign exchange earnings, as Ghana has consistently being among the top 5 on the African continent. What should we do to rope in more foreign exchange earnings, considering the huge number of Ghanaians in the diaspora?
You see, we should adopt the model in the Bangladesh and at least India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. The government make conscious effort. We call it diaspora investment. The government make a conscious effort to attract those who in diaspora. Conscious effort, so that they can know that they can track the foreign inflows to support the economy. We haven't been doing that. In other jurisdictions, they even organize remittances fair. And they go to tell them, when the money comes in, we deposit in a special bond for you. Meanwhile, you benefit from the foreign exchange. So to me, if you look at the whole Africa, we are third, we are second from Nigeria. If we make a conscious effort by the Minister of Finance, the Minister for Trade and what do you call them, the regional integration and the foreign affairs, and the tourism people, we will be able to help the country so much to attract this money to balance, to help us the quite consistent depreciation of the city, because it's a source of fund that is easy. But unfortunately, we have introduced some bottlenecks in it. You know, when you deregulate it with the Payment Act, Service Act 2019, what means is that now we have certain institutions playing in the game, but they do not account for the remittances. Let me give you a typical example. Yesterday, my wife received some pounds from the daughter.
Right.
You know, all that he sat in a house, your account, you have it with your Momo. So much cedis. But who do track this foreign currency? That is where the problem is. Previously, when we have the MoneyGrams, the Western Union, the Vigos, all these people had to report how much, and then the government would give you, Bank of Ghana will sign an agreement with you to pay you a commission. But currently, what is happening is that the foreign currency is not coming. They're only churning the cedi to us. So we are not benefiting the entirety of the foreign exchange, which is why I'm asking government, I'm asking Bank of Ghana to begin to take a critical look about these discrepancies. It accounts for the differences between the World Bank data. Last year, World Bank data 2022, the remittances to Ghana was 4.7 billion. If you go to the Bank of Ghana authorized dealer banks, you only 2.3. So currently the 2 billion and 4.7, there's a difference of about 2.4 billion. Where does that dollar goes? So that is why we are trying to say that we should address these policy issues, especially the data capturing, the data dissemination, and the way information is done, so that we could, as a country, benefit as other countries like Bangladesh, Singapore, Sri Lanka, India are all doing. So that is why we are saying that this paper should be taking a critical look, so that we can look at the bottlenecks and improve it, because it is going to continually be a source of income. Let me give you one example I experienced when I went to Bangladesh. They have so many people in the Arab countries, the Gulf state, and I tell you, they remit as much as at times 22 billion in a year. So if we can even get 10 billion a year, I'm sure cocoa would step aside, mining will step aside, and the remittances alone, if we are well coordinated and structured, can help the Ghanaian economy to support imports, support payment of bills outside, and all these things. So that is why we have put up this paper, so that people can read and appreciate that there is still more room for improvement.
Right, Doc, but what policy issues should be addressed to maximize the impact of remittances on savings, investments, poverty reduction, amongst others?
You know, currently the World Bank data tells me that 4.7, and we only record 2.3. So definitely it is something to do with the data capturing.
Right.
Data capturing. Because if you're not capturing the quality data, then there will always be discrepancies. Because if you license all these fintech, the MTNs, especially the MTN, the Vodafone, those who are supposed to get a chunk of the foreign currency, but at the end of the day, they only look at the city. They don't look at, nobody is tracking the foreign currency component, which is a very dangerous, because previously, from my experience, in the I think 2008 2009, when I used to be a dealer of a bank treasurer, we used to buy foreign currency from ADB, at that time Western Union. They were the source of it, and we could buy as much as $25 million to support oil imports, and it didn't impact on the cocoa, so we can all the time make money. And I'm saying that if we should look at the policy issues like data not comparing with World Bank, and we address the systems, especially those in fintech, if they are in, or those in the telecos, if they are in it, who is taking care of the foreign currency? Because the question is that Cedi is Ghanaian currency, but the dollar is foreign. So somebody should take the foreign currency, give the Cedi, and he will be paid a certain commission of what you have done, and then repatriate the difference to either Bank of Ghana or to the authorized dealer bank. This is only one of the policy issues. There are a couple of them. There are about 10 of them that needs to be addressed. If we address it, especially considering the Foreign Exchange Act, and let me repeat, the Foreign Exchange Act 2006-723, it says clearly, categorically, nobody has the right to hold foreign exchange except the dealer bank or Bank of Ghana. Let me repeat, except Bank of Ghana or the authorized dealer banks, the 23 authorized dealer banks. So if anybody is holding a foreign currency as against the Foreign Exchange Act, then we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing to ourselves? So that is the reason why I'm saying there are a lot of policy issues in the paper that we need to address. And if we are able to address it with the minister for the foreign, the Minister of Foreign and Regional Integration, Minister of Finance, the Bank of Ghana, all getting involved, going out, organizing fairs. Bangladesh, we have Remittance Fest, Diaspora Fest, and we go there and a lot of people come in. In New York, Ghanaians are there. In London, plenty. Germany, Holland. If we organize consciously, make an effort, next 2 years, 3 years, all these going to IMF and borrowing could be a thing of the past, because remittances is a stable source of currency.
You are the formation of some major comments at the Amami Ewo comment section, and Sema Elkoso Ewo Ghana Honum Sinameka was aha, Ghana Tiwaha, and Sema Elkoso Ewo or mining in Sabeka. And kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell for more news updates. And one of snowy, men are meant to say a day in Seminole, and Sisi Macau.